season.
So in prone,
No, you have it locked. Go anywhere right now. Welcome back to the channel. In today's video, I went to Wyoming, did a little bit of long range shooting, did some more shooting with my 340 Weatherby at 100 yards to see if the groups would tighten up. I also did a ladder test, as you just saw in the beginning of the video, with the 225 grain TTSX. Yeah, this one's going to be a fun one. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. First up, let's do a ladder test for the 225 grain Barnes TTSX. We are using IMR 7828 SSC. I'm starting at 85 grains. Let's just see what the velocities are.
Just for wind on that. You can do it
so in prone,
No, you have it locked. Okay, so here's my ladder test. Ignore this one, that's from a 300 WSM. This was 84 grains, which gave me mid 3,000 feet per second. 85 grains, almost 3,100, 3,095 or something. And then, excuse me, this one's 87 grains. So this is 85, 86, 87, 31, 32. And I'm feeling a little better about my accuracy. So I think next steps is let's try some groups at 86 and 87 grains. I stopped my ladder test at 87 grains. There was no heavy bolt lift. It didn't seem like there was any pressure. There was no signs on the brass of pressure, but 31, 32 is pretty darn fast. So I decided to just stop there. Let's do a little bit of long range shooting with my 257 Weatherby. I'm shooting a 110 grain AccuBond at 3,500 feet per second.
I think I shot 4 out of that 28, which is probably a bit much. Unless you're wet, shooting at an L.
nice whoever hit that.
Is that the 300 short mag?
That's a 257 Weatherby.
Oh, is it?
Shooter ready. Shooter ready.
Go ahead. A little to the right, but in the middle of the target.
Shooter ready.
Go ahead. Oh, just barely missed it on the right side.
Are you still recording?
Yep.
Shooter ready.
Go ahead. That was so close to it, I think.
This barrel is cooking.
And that's why no one does long range shooting with the 257 Weatherby. The bullets just are too stubby, too low of a BC, and when you got wind, it's really rough. Sure, it's extremely flat, but the wind just kills you.
Shooter ready.
Send it.
Just over it, barely, like in the little left.
Let's now shoot some 100-yard groups with my 340 Weatherby. This is with the Weatherby factory ammo, the 225 grain interlock. My gun doesn't particularly like it, but I'm still trying to break my barrel in, so let's see how it shoots. Okay, so you saw me shoot these three. Decided to put a fourth. Check that out. Kind of proves, if you keep going, eventually a squirrel finds the nut. So, I shot that into eventually a half MOA group. So that's pretty sweet. I'm pretty happy with the 340 Weatherby today. It's getting better. And I shot this group with a scorching hot barrel. It's getting warm today, and I'm just not giving it much time, so I'm really excited for the future of this gun. I'm back from shooting long range, and overall it was pretty fun. There was definitely some frustration with how much wind we had, but, still a great time. 340 Weatherby was pretty sweet. Obviously the groups were not great. My first 3-shot group with the factory ammo again, about the same, a little under 2 inches. And then the second 3-shot group, as you saw on camera, 1, 2, 3, that's around a 1.5 inch group. And then I decided to do the 4th shot, and these 3 are sub half MOA. But again, overall, it's almost a 2-inch group when you count all 4 of them. But what's getting me excited is that the gun is starting to put some rounds right next to each other. Even if I can't get 3 in a row that will do it yet, at least I know that it's not spraying everywhere like it did last time. As for the 257 Weatherby, it did really awesome. Despite it struggling at that 955-yard target, the wind was just kind of crazy. And I just was missing it barely. I was hitting all around it. It's whatever. It was fun. It's a tack driver. Let's talk the 340 Weatherby hand-loaded velocities with this 225 grain TTSX. The powder I used, IMR 7828 SSC. I just had a feeling that maybe I should do the minimum of like 85 grains, that this gun is just going to be faster than what the books say. Lo and behold, 85 grains got me almost 3,060 feet per second, almost 300 feet per second faster than what the book says. Now the book says this is with a 24-inch barrel, mine's 26. I only went up to 87 grains because there's no way I'm shooting 91 grains. 87 grains got me 32 feet per second. Insane performance. And why is the data so far off? I don't know. Thought it'd be fun to see what my hypothetical ballistics are. Let's just say this 340 Weatherby likes the 225 ELDX at that velocity. Cross my fingers it will. So you're looking at 4,900 foot-pounds of energy. Recoil, guys, it's brutal. I have a brake on it, and it feels like a 30 caliber Magnum without a brake. That's what it's like. Oh, let's see. Let's just go to 400 yards. We're going 2417 feet per second, 2919 foot-pounds of energy. That is a 30-06 at the muzzle. Drop. Whew, that is flat. That is really flat. Let's talk about the plans going forward for the 340 Weatherby. So I've officially put a little over 40 rounds through the barrel. I have shot all of the factory ammo. I think it's time to start load development. So today was kind of the beginning of that because I really wanted to see where I was going to be hitting pressures. And from what I could tell on the brass, I didn't really hit pressure even at going 30 feet per second with a 225 grain. But I'm going to kind of stop there, play it safe, and that's plenty fast anyway. So I think I'm going to start loading up the 225 TTSX and seeing if they can group. So that's what's next.